Hello, YouTube. This is Joel for Morbid Nexus, and who do we have here?
Johnny Santos.
And what'd you do today, Johnny?
We win second place case tournament in Kokomo.
Yeah, it was a triple case tournament, so it was pretty exciting. So let's see. All right, Johnny. Any shout outs in the beginning, or do you want to say that for the end?
Shout out to all the boys, but I'll say names after when we're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we decided to play Vanquish. We've been testing with the deck for like 2.5 weeks, and we see a lot of potential in this deck, and we think it's a good meta call. Mid-range control. We don't lose to a single floodgate. We don't lose to a single hand trap. So I figured that why not test it before YCS with some of the guys. We did almost card for card with Robert and Josiah. So yeah, and it worked out. Matchups were flu. We faced Purely. We faced what else? We did Vanquish Mirror. We had the Vanquish Mirror, and then we had Rescue Ace. I think so. Yeah, but second place. Yeah, let's get to the profile. So shout out to going for the collector rares. Nice ones. I have the deck, but this is the nicer version for sure. They're beautiful cards. We got 3 Racing Standard, 3 Borger, 3 Mad Love. Then we go with 1 Caesar, 1 Panthera. For the most part, I think this is standard. Second Caesar doesn't come up. It's not needed. It's a brick. You turbo the deck. You don't need the second one. That's the main. Pretty self-explanatory, pretty standard. So this build, we went control. We don't go synchro build. We don't go like board breakers. We just go bunch of hand traps. Control. If I lose the die roll, I'm gonna try to for my opponent to end up on a mediocre board or completely stop him and play, and then draw off a border to try to get as many hand traps as possible. So we're gonna go with 3 Ash for the hand traps. We go 16 hand traps in the main. We go Baylor. In Perm, sorry. We go triple Bestials. I still think it's very relevant versus most decks in the format. We go 2 Nibs, 2 Veilers, and then we go 2 Ghost Bells, 1 Phantasma. I'll explain real quick the purpose, the context of this. This is standard, everybody knows. There's like 5-6 decks that we can hit out of like the best, probably 10, most relevant 10-12 decks. You can put Labyrinth, you can throw in there Dragon Link, you can throw, there's a lot of decks, there's a lot of builds. Vanadium is actually kind of relevant, so we decided to keep those there. And put a body, and then obviously Magnum can search also not only Phantasmic but it can search a Caesar, so we like that, plussing like that, and actually a little bit relevant versus depending on the timing versus Unchained. So I like that. I like having bodies like that run over certain monsters. Nib standard in the format right now. I think everybody knows that with Unchained going around as the best deck, most represented at a competitive events. Baylor because it's Baylor. Ghost because of the attribute as well. Bestials also have to do with the attribute. Phantasmic with the attribute, but also versus Unchained. We don't want to break on it. The effect is actually relevant. We try to clean. If this deck often breaks to itself, loses to itself. So if we have a mediocre hand and we see this versus Unchained or something like that, we can clock the hand, dig into search to a nib through the Phantasma, anything that you need in the moment. So it doesn't hurt at 1. So that's what we decided to go on for this this lineup. 16 is good. I've never complained about having 16, not once. We go some other go second cards to finish the monsters lineup. We go 2 Fenrir and this. It used to be triple Fenrir and a Rice Heart, and then I cut it to 2 Fenrir, 1 Rice Heart, took this off, and then I decided this because Rice Heart is a brick. And if I can play a fire, yes, you need fire monsters, but this is a life versus everything almost. And I'd rather see this than a Rice Heart going second or going first, and I hold it for whenever next turn, and this card will never be dead. So yeah, and then you can also, there's a cute play that you could do with Mad Love. A lot of people, some of you may not know, you can drop the Kaiju to them, and then you can almost summon Mad Love, and then you can do effect reveal Dark Earth and bounce it back to your hand, and you can drop it to another one. So those are actually relevant plays that can come up often. So that's it for the monster lineup. And then we're gonna go with the spells. The beautiful 3 Stake Your Souls CRs. We go standard, then we go 1-1. We cut this to 1 to make the deck more consistent, less bricks. Never miss the second one. We go with triple Sparity, draw power. I'm just trying to see, I call these racings, pseudo racings. I'm just trying to see racing as soon as possible. I don't care about not drawing with Borger that turn because I'm still gonna draw my opponent's turn. One part of the tires, it was like an extra. You can say that this card was the 42nd or 41st card of the deck. I played 42 because you can still draw off of Borger with this. And again, just try to speed up the deck. And then some of the one-offs, Rhoda, obviously, Grendel, and then one tactics. This was like last week that we changed and we like it. We cut the 1 continues for this and at 1. And that way we don't break on any of those cards. Extra deck is pretty standard for the most part, I think. Main card that you need is the Rock, the Nightmare Package. I don't do Unicorn because I can't get a lot of advantage. I don't see myself in a lot of scenarios that I have like a lot of 3 monsters that I want to link underneath Rock just to trade for 1. So I'll just keep these 2 because I can plus. This is for Rescue Ace, for the Eebly and Sprite Adventure players. We had room. We couldn't find a Chaos Angel last minute, so we just went with this. And for the XCs, the staples pretty much in the format. Dweller, which is really good again. But Goose in case that we break or we don't have any other plays. Tornado Dragon came up today. The Zeus package, we go here. We do 2 just because I should shout out to Robert because one time the second Zeus came out in a testing. Remember, I only used to have 1 Zeus, and then the second one came up when he did this. Simplified game state, and then another Tornado Dragon, and he was able to go, or Dweller, and he was able to go to the second Zeus. So I started playing 2 Zeus after that. And the level 7s, rank 7s, Red Eyes, Big Eye, just in case it comes up. This is actually pretty cool because in game 3s, it doesn't have to be late game necessarily, but you can hit with Borger. Fenris are 7s, Borgers are 7. You can hit, burn with Borger, reveal, Earth, Fire, and then you can like sit on this and like, you know, depending on how much life points they got. Especially if you can, it's hard for this deck to OTK, so you can hit them, damage, leave them with 4K or less than 3K, and then pretty much close the deal there. And that's for the extra deck.
Shout out to Puerto Rico.
Shout out to Puerto Rico. So the side deck. So what we decided for the side deck is like let's cover as much as we can. The deck doesn't die to floodgates really. So we only left 3 spot removals for back row. So we just went to kind of like what hurts the best deck the most in our opinion, probably. With Thrift Shifter, some people play it in the main. I think it's fine. I think it's good, and also in the side deck it's good. I just don't personally like drawing into deck cards after turn 1, so that's why I have them here. We go triple Raigeki, MVP of the side deck. We go triple Cyclone for back row. Today we did Harpies, just in case if we had any Labyrinths, any Rescue Ace. And then for the MVP on the side deck, for the last week, definitely. Shout out to Joel on the camera right now. And shout out to Josiah for both of them for the idea. We went with this package of Trap Tricks, Full Force Virus, and then Double D Barrier. As everybody know, this covers purely, this hits Vanadium, this hits Branded. And you can also put it against 2 elements. And then you do this, you play 3, you kind of like turbo the D-Barrier, and also here you play, this is for Unchained. Every monster in their main deck is 1500 or less defense. And then you just, the same thing, we use this. Also, I just found out last week that this is good versus Flunderies, and they came up twice today. So shout out to the boys for this. We full force virus game 2 on a Flunderies, and we ripped 7 monsters. And he just shook hands. Yeah, and then there was another Flunderies matchup that I didn't use it, but I had it, so I was gonna do the same if it would have been game. And for those of you who don't know, you have to tribute a 1500, 2K or more dark monster on your field. You tribute it, dark defense, and then you destroy all the 1500 defense or less monsters on your opponent's field, hand, in the next 3 turns that he draws. So you just go with Madlove, so obviously we play 3 Madlove. Then you go with we play Bestials. So it's very easy for us to play with.
And it works against Unchained because you tribute it and pop them while they're in the hand. If you don't know, they don't float while they're in the hand.
Great point, actually, great point. Yeah, so we got Bestials, and then so we use that, and this is pretty relevant. and actually Fantasme as well. So yeah, this card's pretty good. This was the MVP. This and Raigekis. Raigekis is definitely, I want to see him like every match. We break boards with this card. People don't expect it. Not many people are playing anti-spell in my opinion. And yeah, so that's how we got second. And yeah,
All
so
right.
shout outs to Joel, shout out to the boys, shout out to Robert playing the deck as well, shout out to Josiah as well playing Vanquish representing, shout out to Brian, shout out to Puerto Rico, and then shout out to everybody at Card Shop Rivals for showing up at the case tournament, and David Goen for letting me borrow the collector rares. They're beautiful cards. And yeah, let's go to Columbus tomorrow and try to get top 16 or better.
All right.
Peace out.
See ya.